All right, it's another day, another workout, and this was a partial one, but it was better than nothing, especially when you're trying to get back in gear so you can maybe eventually stay in gear. The most important step towards your goal is always going to be the first step you take. Getting to the gym is very, very important. It's a hell of a lot better than not getting to the gym. What you do when you get to the gym is another question that you need to settle once you get there. Just showing up to the gym and looking around and saying, all right, cool, and leaving. You know what? That's better. That's actually better than staying at home. That's probably a waste of a gym membership, but I'm just saying first steps, as long as you're moving forward, that's a good thing. So today I did my first leg workout in a while, but I didn't get very far with it because in the middle of the second set of reps, my left leg started hurting in a way that I recognized as like, oop, stop. Because I think you can reward yourself for showing up. You do not get a reward for pushing through injuries and making the injuries worse. Because I know from experience that it fucking sucks when you are especially when you're just getting back in the swing of things and you injure yourself and then you're sidelined. I had it, the worst thing that happened to me was a couple of years ago. I got plantar fasciitis and I couldn't walk long distance for a long time. And that sucked. That sucked. It took months for that to heal. So don't do that. Be careful. Learn how to do your routines carefully and properly. This is one case where I think I started off with too much weight and I was probably going too fast. So, that's okay. At least I got up and I at least I tried. And I did, and I went up and walked on the treadmill for a bit after that. And then my foot was hurting. So like, okay, that's good enough. That's good. And then when I was going down the steps after that, my legs, I had that familiar burn from doing, a good leg workout. So this was still good. This was still good. Right now, I'm just kind of retraining myself to take those first steps and do make the sensible decisions too. And I've preached about that on here before. You don't go too fast. This isn't a race. This is about forming habits that can last. It's not about, running a marathon. Even running marathons, you don't want to just dive into it. Obviously, you need to train for it for months in order to do it properly. You don't just go and run a marathon. Although I've known some people who've done that. Please let me know how you guys are doing. I've got some really nice comments from y'all, and I really, really appreciate that. I think that there's no better feeling than knowing that you're in this, that you're not alone in your journey towards whatever your goals are. So remember with me, because I have to remind myself all the time, take that first step. Just take it. And then you can worry about what the next step after that one and the next one after that one. But you absolutely have to take that first step because nothing happens if you don't. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.